ZTC.
Greetings, duelists. Chaotic Sorceress ZTC here, and welcome to yet another Telefon FTK deck. As always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and support me on Ko-Fi in the description below. And let's get into this deck profile. This is Mikanko Telefon FTK 3, 5-headed. That's a weird name. It basically means 5-headed Link Dragon. Yes, this one should have a similar consistency to the last one of around 83%. Now let's get into the main deck first. First up, Turbo Booster at 1, as always. Effect Veiler at 1. Droll Lockbird at 1. Telefon at 3. Naganaki at 3. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit at 1. Ash Blossom and Joy Spring at 1. Gadget Gamer at 3. Codebreaker Zero Day at 1. Arakami at 1. Gadget Hauler at 1. Jizu Hero at 1. Nibiru at 1. Foolish Burial at 1. Machine Duplication at 3. 1 for 1 at 1. Perform Repel Popper Up at 1. Small World at 3. Morphtronic Converter at 2. Dimension Dice at 2. Cursed Bamboo Sword at 1. Original Bamboo Sword at 1. Black Garden at 1. Dice Dungeon at 3. Mikanko's Field Spell, specifically Heavenly Gate of the Mikanko at 1. Burning Bamboo Sword at 1, and that's the main deck. I'm getting tired of repeating it. I might just not repeat it if I make another of these, but I probably won't make another one of the, at least the Mikanko versions of this. So, extra deck. Garden Rose Maiden at 1 to grab Black Garden. Muddy Mud Dragon at 1. This is our level 6 Synchro. Could be anything, honestly. Ancient Fairy Dragon at 1 to pop our Black Garden and go into the Heavenly Gate of the Mikanko, which makes it so our opponent must attack a monster with an equip spell. Then we go into Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, a generic Synchro 8 that has a Omni Negate, but we're instantly synchroing that off, so it doesn't really matter. Into Power Tool Braver Dragon to grab both Cursed Bamboo Sword and Original Bamboo Sword, of which, when they are set, we use Cursed Bamboo Sword to flip the Original Bamboo Sword back into our hand. Then, once we have everything done, we link it all off so that the Cursed Bamboo Sword goes away, and we can get back Burning Bamboo Sword from our deck, and then activate Original Bamboo Sword. Anyways, next up we have Relinquished Anima at 1. And then we have Clockwork Knight at 1 to help with the Morphtronic Converter, to target it, to basically make it into a similar thing as if it was Dimension Dice. And yeah. Then we have Codebreaker Virus Swordsman at 1 and Donner Dagger for Hire at 1 to combo into the Codebreaker Zero Day. And finally, once we have everything done, we link everything away into 5-headed Link Dragon. Why has this become the final thing that we end on? Well, because, most importantly, cannot be destroyed by battle with a dark, earth, water, fire, or wind monster, and it is unaffected by other cards' effects. Meaning, we have a tower, and they must attack into that tower, and they don't have a main phase. So, if they fail to stop this, there's no way to stop it. Because they must attack into that monster. And yeah. They must attack into it because 5-headed dragon's the one we're going to Original Bamboo Sword on to knock off the effect of Burning Bamboo Sword and force into the Heavenly Gate of Mikanko, so they have to fight into the five-headed dragon. So all of the Blackguard and Black Rose tokens that we have set up on their field have to attack into it, and basically that's it, they're done. And that is it. On to the in practice. Alright, we are to the in practice now. Let's get right into this. We are going first. Our hand consists of Gadget Gamer, Jizukiru, Dimension Dice, Cursed Bamboo Sword, and Original Bamboo Sword. Main phase, we go into Gadget Gamer, grab Morphtronic Telefon, Gadget Gamer into Telefon, and Gadget Hauler. Dimension Dice Gadget Hauler into Telefon. Telefon effect, hoping to get a response, none. Telefon into Anima. Telefon effect, roll the dice, Telefon for Telefon, Telefon and Anima, for Donner for Hire. Telefon, roll dice, summon Telefon. Telefon link off for Clockwork Knight with a K. Telefon effect, roll dice, for Telefon. Telefon and Clockwork Knight with a K into Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. Almost said Berserker. Codebreaker Virus Swordsman effect, bring out 0 Day. Telefon roll its dice for Telefon. Telefon and Codebreaker 0 Day for Garden Rose Maiden. Garden Rose Maiden effect. Grab us the Black Garden. Black Garden activate. Telefon for Telefon. Roll its dice. Bring back Telefon. Black Garden. Have attack. Summon token. Morphtronic Telefon. Garden Rose Maiden. Into Muddy Mud Dragon. Black Garden effect. Summon a token. Telefon for Telefon. Roll a dice. Bring back Telefon. Black Garden effect. Summon the token. Morphtronic Telefon and Muddy Mud Dragon for Ancient Fairy Dragon. Ancient Fairy Dragon and what? Excuse me. Rose token. Telefon for Telefon. Rose effect. Rose token. Now Ancient Fairy Dragon effect to grab Heavenly Gate of the Mikanko. Activate and synchro off Telefon and Ancient Fairy Dragon into Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Telefon for Telefon. Roll its dice, bring back Telefon. Telefon and Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon into Power Tool Braver Dragon. At this point, we wouldn't activate its effect, but since we already have them, we just activate them from hand. Activate Cursed Bamboo Sword, sending Bamboo Sword back to hand. Telefon for Telefon to get a 5th monster on the field. And link that all away, sending Cursed Bamboo Sword to the grave. And link it all away for 5-headed Link Dragon with 5,000 attack. Cursed Bamboo Sword activate for Burning Bamboo Sword. Burning Bamboo Sword activate. Activate Original Bamboo Sword on 5-headed Link Dragon. Activate Burning Bamboo Sword. Skip their main phase 1. They draw, battle phase, they attack, and then they surrender. And that finishes it up. And there we go. That is the in practice done and over with. Into the wrap up. Overall, I'd say this is a finalized version of this deck. This is as good as it's probably going to get for the Mikanko Telefon FTK deck. Since 5-headed's the most indestructible card. Funnily enough, you don't even have to pay it once per turn during your opponent's end phase, blah blah blah. Banish 5 cards from your graveyard face down. Or send this card to the graveyard. You don't have to pay that, because your opponent's destroyed by then. It doesn't have the pulling of having to get one of every attribute, like Adagnister does. It doesn't have the downside of somehow your opponent negating its effect to gain attack. And even if they somehow bring out a monster, it's unlikely that when they bring it out during their battle phase, who knows how they could bring out a monster during their battle phase, but if they bring it out, it probably doesn't have 5,000 attack, probably, so it most likely won't be destroyed, and it cannot be destroyed by most cards by battle, so it's pretty strong, as one would say. It's pretty powerful. Not something someone would usually be prepared for, so if it all goes off, even though it's easily disrupted, if it all goes to plan, all goes according to plan, then your opponent's done. Game over. They're doomed. Period. But that's a really rare chance. I do like that you get to play less, bricks. Cause like what? This card's a brick in most scenarios. This card's a brick in most scenarios. This card's usually a brick. That's like 1, 2, 3 bricks. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like 8 cards that don't do basically anything if they're in your hand, other than saving you from drawing them, my guess. Which isn't nice, but I like how the deck works, at the very least. Handing your opponent their own destruction, making them have to do it, making them have to make themselves lose, it's my favorite thing, gonna be honest. Watching my opponent surrender is hilarious. Also, I would like to point out, I got one more thing to show you, but just a friendly reminder, as I said in the beginning of the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and support me on Ko-Fi in the description below. But yeah, let's go see something that I ran into during the Skull Invitation tryout duels. It's gonna be fun. Alright, and we're here to the extra part of the video. I am going first. You can see I have a really cool hand. Jama Pink, Morphing Jar 2 of them, Dark Room of Nightmare, Skull Invitation. Activate Skull Invitation, or activate Dark Room of Nightmare, set Skull Invitation, and set Morphing Jar 2. Going against Morphtronix, it seems. Activate Skull Invitation, they activate Morphtronix Accelerator, reveal a Morphtronix, and draw a card. I take 1,500 damage. They take 1,500 damage. This is like 7 turns, by the way. They set a card. Big mistake. I flip Morphing Jar 2. I set Morphing Jar 2. They drop 2 cards. And take 3,000 damage. I set Ojama Pink. Fun thing about Ojama Pink, if its ability to have both players draw 1 card and discard 1 card is actually from hand or field. So, that's pretty fun. They summon Morphtronix Borden and activate Mage Power. it now has 2,000 attack, and it can attack directly. They set another card, and it gains more attack. Another Skull Invitation I draw, and I activate Morphing Jar as I set another Skull Invitation. They Ash Blossom my Morphing Jar number 2. They get Skull Invitation for 1,500. Skull Invitation for 1,500. And yeah, it's negated. And I set the second Morphing Jar number 2. I activate the next Skull Invitation as they summon Morphtronic Telefon. It's kind of like going against myself, honestly, with how much I use Telefon. Speaking of Telefon, they summon a Telefon. They activate its effect to gain 200 life points, and they attack into Morphing Jar to get rid of my Morphing Jar number 2. Little do they know. What will you do about the second Morphing Jar number 2? You got rid of the first Morphing Jar number 2. What about the second Morphing Jar number 2? Well, you see, now it's turn 7. And I said this is the last turn of the duel. So what happens? I draw Curse of Darkness. I have Danger Chupacabra in hand. I flip Morphing Jar number 2, sending all the monsters back to the deck. I send one card. My opponent sends one card. But you see, now it is my turn to fall. However, here's the fun part. They do too! Dang, they also fall. And so, I get my first draw of my whole Master Duel career. Sorry, I thought that was fun and wanted to share it with y'all. So, yeah. See ya. Use my bloody campaign code!